What up, gamers? Fans are here, and welcome back to Genshin Impact. So right now, we're in a trial against Farina, which I assume this would be like the biggest and grandest trial in the story so far. So yeah, let's go see how this will go out. And yeah, apparently she has a question to ask, so let's hear it.
Just how much work did you do to force me onto this stage?
Oh yeah, I bet a lot. I mean, I didn't even like realize it, but I assume it was happening in the background. Like many days pass, so they're probably going to go through a series of flashbacks here.
Well, we did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
Yeah.
I can go over the tasks assigned to the Spina di Rosula, since they were rather straightforward and easy.
Navia, the president of the Spina di Rosula.
Most of the people who participated in the disturbance this morning were my subordinates.
I knew it.
They changed into plain clothes and came to the Opera House as regular audience members, waiting for the perfect opportunity to incite insurrection against you.
I kind of feel bad for Farina. I mean, like, in a way, it's making her feel bad. Just look at her face right now.
The people's resentment against their Archon has been building as more and more of the prophecy is fulfilled. A spark was all we needed to turn smoldering anger into a flame. Moreover, according to our understanding and analysis of you, when something like that occurred, you would likely flee the scene and head to Poisson by yourself. So, we arranged for a second group to lie in wait there.
So, you mean the ones who scoured the settlement for me were also from the Spina?
And their goal was to force you to step into the giant magic box so you may personally participate in the greatest magic performance in all of Fontanian history.
Yeah, I had a feeling it would be him to be the one to, like, transport a box somehow.
That's right. That house was a magic box, rather than someone's residence.
As the super ultimate version of the setup that I used when I first performed at the Opera Epiclese, the volume of the box was increased by a whole order of magnitude, and the distance it traversed was the entire gap between Poisson and Areneas. Its cargo, of course, was an Archon instead of a human.
I mean, very interesting. It's just, I mean, I feel like we would maybe feel that, like, I guess being transporting. I don't know, like the floor is shaking. I feel like, during that entire time in that building, there was like, there was like no hint of that.
My thanks,
It just kind of feels
Farina.
weird.
Without your help, we could
Like,
never
it makes
have
sense in the
pulled off
story.
Such an
Like, I'm sure he's like an
extraordinary
expert at like
performance.
making it seem like it's natural. It's just I feel like there would have been, maybe some kind of like weird thing like going on.
You're welcome?
Like they might notice like the floor is shaking, or they might feel like they're like riding on something.
Of course, this performance was only made possible with Father's support. The House of the Hearth spent a massive amount of labor in Mora to pull this off.
Yeah, look at the Fatsui, man. Yeah, how do we not hear this machine outside? I don't know, you think like, I'm trying to think back. What if like, I remember with Farina, right? She was like, being loud, and then Ether, or I forgot, either Ether or Paimon said for her to be quiet. What if like, in a way that's like some kind of like hint at saying that inside that room it's kind of like soundproof from the outside, so we couldn't hear that. But I'm so curious, man. They made it like as if there was no movement at all.
We had to select a location, construct the giant magic box, dig a tunnel, and open up a path through the water. It was a lot of work for all of us.
Yeah, I can imagine that taking like a lot of days to do.
So,
By the way,
in
very cool to
other
see the
words,
Fatsui.
The earthquake that we felt within the giant magic box was
Oh,
just
okay.
a normal tremor from the transportation of the whole house?
Never mind. I take that back. That earthquake, I thought it was just like a, like a one-time thing. It's like just like a one shake, right? I thought, like for me, I thought it will maybe feel a bit more like, like the room shaking throughout the journey, being transported here. But I guess you know what? I'll give this to them. I think that does make sense.
That's right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster to come.
Yeah, sorry about that. We deceived you back there. And yeah, my bad to Linny. You know what? It does make sense. I think the earthquake. Okay, I can see that being a thing, like a sign of like the room shaking.
Then, I can guess Nervilette and Cloran's parts. You gathered a crowd, prepared a stage, and made sure that the champion duelist would be immediately ready for a fight. Also that as soon as I appeared on the stage, the trial may commence without a hitch. Am I right?
Yes, that is correct.
Well, Clorand, I must commend you for your courage. Only the most outstanding champion duelist in all of Fontaine would accept a duel with an Archon without flinching.
Thank you.
As for you, Traveler, I suppose your role was to keep me distracted with conversation once you found me in Poisson. You'd make sure that I didn't notice anything amiss before revealing yourself as my prosecutor once we'd arrived onto the stage.
No, you guessed wrong.
Oh?
My mission was to give you one last chance. We hoped that you'd share your secret with us before the magic box arrived onto the stage.
Is that so? Then I suppose I must have missed my final chance. It's fine. It matters not. What's done is done. The stage is already set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience. Let's see this trial through to the very end.
Yeah, the only thing we can do now is to judge the Hydro Archon. Still, I can't help but be a little bothered by that conversation earlier. What did Farina want to say to me right before we arrive on the stage?
Sir Prosecutor, please allow me to pass this along.
What happened?
This is a document that Miss Charlotte applied for and received permission to share with you during the trial. According to her, it should speed up the proceedings.
Huh? Charlotte wanted to give us something? Oh, so she's here too! Hey, Charlotte! Oh, Leb Hymansi. Isn't this the exclusive interview that she did with us before? So she's already finished it, huh? Wait, then that means this document is a perfect timeline of everything that's happened ever since we stepped foot in Fontaine! So in other words, we can refer to this anthology of evidence every time we want to use something from our journey as evidence for an argument!
It's a super practical gift. I would never have thought of using it this way.
Let's quickly confirm the information in it. Just think of it as a refresher, alright?
You defeated the Hydro Archon in the very first duels you took part in at the Opera House. That's one for the history books, all right.
Is this pretty much everything that we went through?
I didn't think that you'd wind up getting to the bottom of the case I'd been following all this time. I guess you could also see this as a happy coincidence. This is the first time Monsieur Nervilette had a difference of opinion with the Oratrice. Even the Hydro Archon can't figure it out.
Yeah, you know whatever happened to Child Man, we never got to resolve that.
A Fatui Harbinger. She's an extraordinary person.
It's like,
Her
okay,
instinct
I guess
must
he's
mean
gone
something.
now.
The fortress of Meripede was almost destroyed in a single day. That I didn't witness that scene personally will always be a source of professional regret, I think. According to Monsieur Nervilette, both Child and that whale should have been in the primordial sea at that time. I nearly lost my awesome friend Navia. To be honest, that still gives me shivers. The words of someone as extraordinary as a witch can probably only be truly understood when something surreal happens to you.
Okay. Now,
The
what can we use
prosecution
with
and
that?
the defense are both in position. The trial shall now begin.
Oh, come on, Nervilette. There's no need to repeat all the unimportant legalese. Just fast forward to the part where the prosecution lays out my offenses. As the defendant and the lead actress of this performance, I still haven't even been informed of my supposed guilt in all of this. Of course, it is only natural for humans to struggle to understand the actions of a god. However, you will need more than that to convict me of a crime.
That's true. But my charge here is
snap.
unrelated to your conduct as an Archon.
He finally speaks. He's always like talking through the dialogue choices or in his mind without a voice.
Instead, I would like to charge you as a fraud who's never been the Archon in the first place.
Oh. I gotta say, I like hearing Ether now. Like, I feel like for me, this is what I really wanted from Ether. Just hearing his voice, his actual voice, and not mine.
Wait, what was that? Lady Farina's a fraud?
Hey, I came here thinking that we were going to try the Hydro Archon for forsaking our duty, but did I hear that right? She's not our Archon at all?
Charge accepted.
Dang. I mean, yeah, I guess he's also part of it too. He would know probably that I'm gonna say that.
Lady Farina, do you plead guilty to the charge? Lady Farina.
I plead not guilty. How can I be guilty? There is no way that I, Focalor, otherwise known as Farina de Fontaine, a member of the Seven and the Regina of all waters, kindreds, peoples, and laws of Fontaine, could be anything other than your true Archon.
That was a pretty cool camera effect. They like split her up and then put her back together. But also like, what is a Focalor? At first I thought it was a title, but is that like how like with you know, with Venti he's like known as Barbados? I have no idea.
Yeah. Even though Lady Farina
If they said it
can be
before,
rather
I
eccentric,
forgot.
Isn't it going
like
too
what it-
far to doubt her
what it meant.
very identity?
Yeah, I've never questioned her identity either. Sure, Lady Farina can be super irresponsible, but what grounds does that prosecutor have to make such a huge claim?
I have cause to believe that common sense will prevail in this case. Many of the members of the audience have known me as the Hydro Archon ever since they were born. There would be no fooling their memory. See? Even the Oratrice has decided to show me its favor. Are you sure you want to commit to a charge that will never be upheld? If you wish to drop the case, I can promise you as the God of Justice that you will not have to face trial for making a false accusation. We will treat everything that's happened as a dramatic spectacle and move on with our lives. What do you say to that?
An argument with near impossible odds, huh? We have to not only refute Farina's claims, but also overturn the long-held beliefs of the people.
The people only see you as their Archon, because that's their long-held belief.
Well, I tried to give you the chance to surrender. If you must persist, then let me ask. If you believe I'm not the Archon, then what manner of being do you think I am? And if I was not the Archon, then how did I manage to live for over 500 years?
I mean, I feel like that part is pretty true, because they lived for a while, right? Long time. I've got to think carefully. What do we know to be special about Farina exactly? Let's see. Oh wait, hold on. I just saw that right now there's like two, yeah, there's like irrelevant. There's only two choices that I can make. Child's conviction or the meeting with the knave. I would say the knave. Because, you know, she had that one experience, you know, that one encounter with Farina, right? For the Gnosis.
First of all, you may be a member of another long-lived race, which would allow you to naturally possess an extended lifespan. And second of all, even if that wasn't the case, there could be other ways to extend your life.
Such as a curse.
Who gave you that idea? Was it the knave? You'd sink so low as to use a harbinger's words against me.
It doesn't matter who gave us the information. What matters is the veracity of the claim.
A curse? I once thought it possible that the aura of an Archon might naturally resemble a type of curse. But in light of this claim, perhaps what I sensed was not your divinity, but a curse after all.
Neverlet sensed it too, huh?
So Farina, instead of an Archon, could you just be a cursed human?
Lady Farina,
is actually a human?
Well, it is true that it's extremely difficult to tell humans and gods apart just by looking at them. It's not impossible.
Yeah, no one knew about Venti. Like, I don't think anyone knew right now, right? To this point. Or even Zhongli. Is he also like
Well,
trying to
don't
be hidden?
start celebrating too early now. Even if I have been carrying a curse like you said, how does that prove that I am merely a human being? Besides, everyone knows that the main difference between a human and a god is the possession of authority. Gods can do what humans cannot. That's why they're worshipped as gods. For centuries, manifestations of my authority have served the nation of Fontaine. One need only to turn their eyes towards the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal in this very opera house, or consider the endemnitium that is used in every aspect of life.
Wait, then one trial proved the opposite. Farina actually has no control over the Overtrace at all. Okay, what is our options? With N? No, it's got to be the truth. The serial disappearances of young women. Because we were going up against her.
That doesn't sound right.
It doesn't?
Paimon doesn't think this.
Okay, my bad. I thought that was it. Oh, was it this? Oh yeah, it was this. Well, I guess in a way, you know, like I was thinking about that trial. I thought this was it. I guess it's talking about the truth, not the actual trial. This is the trial.
You tried to reference the Oratrice.
Yeah.
But weren't you as confused as all the rest of us when the Oratrice declared Child to be guilty without any proof? Otherwise, you should have come up with a good explanation for that by now.
Didn't I make myself clear at the time? The decisions of the gods are naturally difficult for humans to comprehend. There is no need to provide an explanation.
Lady Farina, I believe a reminder of your current circumstances is in order. While the court is in session, the principles of justice and the law must come before all else. While you are an Archon, you are also first and foremost the defendant in this trial. You will prove yourself unable to defend against the prosecution's charges if you continue to withhold vital information against the rules of the court.
I never thought you'd use that kind of rhetoric against me.
That was no trick of rhetoric, Lady Farina. I've merely reiterated the rules of the court. Rules that all should respect and follow.
So, you neither knew why Child was declared guilty, nor did you understand the structure and operations of the Oratrice. Instead of having been created by you, the manifestations of authority you mentioned have been made by the real Hydro Archon, haven't they?
The real Hydro Archon? Well, now you're really losing me. It is true that I did not know why the Oratrice gave out a guilty verdict that day. But the Oratrice handed out that verdict unilaterally, and it has been operating independently ever since it was first created. You can't argue that just because a divine creation is flawed, that the god behind it must also be no god at all.
She's still throwing out all kinds of excuses. Seems like she's confident that we won't be able to produce proof that she has no power over the Oratrice.
Sure, we can put the Oratrice aside for now, but then, Miss Farina, could you give us a brief demonstration of your power as an Archon? That sounds like a good thing to ask for. It's like, yeah, prove it. Prove why you're an Archon. If we can't even use the Oratrice to, you know, prove about that.
My power as an Archon. There are many ordinary citizens in the audience. How can I just carelessly demonstrate the formidable power of an Archon?
If that poses a concern, I'm prepared to extend my protection to the audience.
Heck yeah.
You don't need to go that far.
A brief demonstration of your power over Hydro should be quite harmless. Surely an Archon can at least match the capacities of a human with a vision.
Aren't you the Hydro Archon? Or is it that you can't even wield the power of Hydro, much less the authority of a god?
Indemnitium! Yes! It's all because of Indemnitium! All Archons derive their power from the faith of the people, and I've converted the people's faith in justice into Indemnitium!
Is that true? So like with Venti and Zhongli, I guess yeah, just maybe the faith. Is that how they power up?
Thus did I give up
Even
all
if they
of
don't
my
even know
divine
who.
power to provide everyone
I guess
with
yeah,
energy
faith can still
for
work
their
like that.
daily lives. Have you ever seen a more magnanimous god?
I'm just wondering about the mechanics, if that's really true, or if she's like making it up about the powers. I assume she's making it up about, like, you know, just the faith in general for all the Archons. Because yeah, maybe they can still like be magical and powerful without maybe faith. I would
Isn't
assume.
that a huge stretch?
Yeah, no matter how generous an Archon can be, how could they give up all their power? Can a god with no power even still be called a god?
It seems like nobody's buying Farina's excuse.
Yeah, can I see her excuse again? She converted the people's faith and justice to Indemnitium. Okay. I don't know. I'm kind of curious, man, because she's like really not wanting to show her power. What if that's true? maybe there is something about her like not being able to use powers.
Hey, come now, everyone. Please don't stare at me as if I was a liar. I'm still the same Farina you knew, right? The one that you loved. Shouldn't you want to believe in me? Please? You've got to believe me.
If what the prosecutor said is true, she really has committed a grave offense.
Did she deceive all of us? And all of our parents and grandparents too? And all of our ancestors? Ever since they were born?
Enough. That's enough. Tell me then, if I'm not the real Hydro Archon, then who is?
Nervalet.
If you have no evidence of another Hydro Archon's existence, nor can you find anyone who can back up their claim to be such, then what grounds have you to say that I'm not actually the real deal?
Wow, she came up with yet another argument. How can we refute her now? Seems like she really doesn't want to give up.
If we can't prove that she isn't the Archon, we can try to prove that she is just a human. And if she's only human... Let's see. What's my options? The intrusion of the Primordial Sea into the Fortress of Meropide. Or Navia falling to the seawater. So we got 3 options. Or I guess 4 options, apparently. I mean, the closest one would be this one, but I feel like this is more saying that Nervalet's the Archon, or I guess maybe we can see that, you know, this should have been Farina's job to do this and not Nervalet's. But yeah, I'll say this one. Oh, never mind. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. This. Wait. So can they be affected by the Primordial Sea? I feel like it's got to do with the Primordial Sea water. Because if they can get affected, like the Archons, I don't know if they are. I guess at least for the Fontaine Archon. I don't know, maybe.
It has been established that all Fontanians can dissolve in water from the Primordial Sea. And that means...
But what does it mean for a Fontanian Archon, though? Do they have some kind of like resistance to it though?
Since you insist on claiming to be a god and not a human, then there's a method that you can use right here and now to eliminate all suspicions of you being the latter.
That's a scary, a scary proof though. I don't know. I mean, if I had to guess the method, it would be just for her to touch the primordial seawater. That sounds kind of scary, because like, what if she just like, if she really is human, then she just dies on the spot.
Miss Navia, please apply to serve as a temporary attorney for the prosecution before addressing the court. Though you act in partnership with the prosecutor, you must still adhere to proper procedure.
Super sorry, Monsieur Chief Justice. I swear this really will be the last time that I'll speak out of turn. Now, I've brought some seawater from Poisson.
Uh-oh.
As everyone knows, a massive flood struck the area not long ago, taking many lives, including those of some of my closest friends. So, Miss Farina, would you dare to touch some of this seawater? If we are to believe that you are indeed the real Hydro Archon, touching this seawater would have no effect on you.
Okay.
All it should do is strengthen your case.
Yeah, I think this is a good thing to do. But also very scary for Farina, because if she really is human, then she'll probably just die.
But if you don't dare to touch it,
It's like,
then we would have basically proved the reverse. Oh, and I must remind you that after the disaster at Poisson, nobody wants to see any more people dissolve. I do hope you'll act prudently and choose the simpler path of admitting guilt.
I mean, a part of me, I don't know, a part of me wants to give Farina the benefit of the doubt. It's like, yeah, what if she used to be the Archon? I feel like there's definitely something about her, like, losing maybe her status, maybe. I feel like that might be the case. Like, maybe she went from an Archon turned human. It could be like as of recent as well. Yeah, maybe before she was able to do or I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll keep going. I want to learn more about, I guess, the truth here.
Navia from the Spina di Rasula. The Spina has governed Poisson for many years. I guess her suggestion is valid.
If Lady Farina is indeed just a human, she's probably Fontanian like all the rest of us. Would she really dare to try?
Yeah, would you? Oh my gosh. Farina?
Lady Farina, this test has been unilaterally proposed by the prosecution. As it falls outside the realm of standard court proceedings, you possess the right to decline participation.
What if the water is it's just fake water, just to, just to test her? Like right now she believes it's the real primordial seawater, but like in reality it's just fake, just just for safety measures. Because this is a very, very scary thing. Because yeah, I don't want to see Farina die. I don't want to this feels kind of like, in a way, like you're gonna die from this.
Well, of course he had to tell her that. But refusing to participate is basically the same as a confession of guilt.
She's just staring at the water without saying a single word. It really does seem like she's quite terrified of it. That could only mean...
What's going on? Is she really planning to...
Oh.
That's not what we thought she would...
Okay, so I'm guessing this is real, if Navia's getting worried.
Due to the inherent risk of the test, Lady Farina, you may...
Nope, go in. Oh, snap.
Hey!
She actually... Even she's nervous too. I wondered if she knew. Maybe she... Like I said, I'm assuming maybe she lost her status or powers from the Archon. Like, I guess from her being an Archon. Maybe she doesn't know if, like, maybe it would affect her or not. Like, maybe it's a gamble. Because, maybe she doesn't know, like, and stuff.
I'm fine! Look at me, everyone! My hand is still here! I haven't been dissolved! Will you believe me now? I really am your Archon! I'm nothing like a normal human who would fall apart as soon as they touch this water! Really? Was this not the most obvious thing in the world?
Miss Siegeween, If you're present, Miss Siegewin, please come forward and attend to the defendant.
Siege Win?
Don't be nervous. It'll just take a few seconds. Let me see. That should be enough.
Please announce the results of your evaluation to the court, Miss Siegewin.
As everyone doubtlessly saw, Miss Farina was displaying symptoms of hyperventilation and flushed skin. These indicate that she was experiencing the adverse effects of exposure to primordial seawater. The extent to which she was affected is the same as other humans when exposed to primordial seawater of a similar concentration.
Okay. I don't know. I really want to save it till the end. But I am just wondering if, like I said, I am like still thinking about her losing her powers as an Archon. Like, yeah, what if like she just doesn't know if she's still resistant to the seawater?
Thank you, Miss Siegewin. Lady Farina.
Because I feel like that can also be a thing too.
Stand.
It doesn't have to be like, you know, experiencing the same amount of like I don't know, like whatever effect that she had, the same as the other humans.
Oh wait, what did she just say? I didn't get dissolved. Shouldn't that be enough to prove my innocence?
Well, considering your tendency to run from your problems, we did originally prepare a direct sample of the seawater around Poisson. However, after extensive discussion, we exchanged it for a sample that is not concentrated enough to dissolve an actual human.
Oh, okay.
After all, on the off chance that something entirely unexpected might occur.
Okay, that's good.
We don't want anyone else to lose their life to the sea.
Dang.
Yeah, so out of regard for Farina's life, you secured a low-concentration sample and asked the head nurse to serve as an expert witness. It's a great thing that the direct sample wasn't actually used. Farina could have...
I can't believe... You...
But what's really going on here? Farina can't have not known the consequences of touching that water as a human. This is too unlike how she usually acts, unless it's actually more important for her to keep up her facade than to save her own life. But hadn't she given up on everything a long time ago?
Listen to me, everyone. Please don't give me such cold and disdainful looks. What happened just now didn't prove a single thing. Think about it. How can you conclusively prove that an Archon can't also be affected by the primordial seawater? Also, if I was really just a human, why would I dare to just put my hand in that kind of water?
I don't know, man. I feel like there's something more going on.
Anyone, just listen to me.
She's losing it.
I swear, I really am your Archon.
I don't know, a part of me wants to believe. I just feel like there's something more going on. It's still like a mystery, like it's gotta be more than she's just not an Archon. There's gotta be something more.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. The odds are just too stacked against her now.
Man. Hey, maybe I'm Team Farina. I think I'm Team Farina. I feel like there's something more.
With all the things that have been said, Paimon doesn't think there's any way left for Farina to win.
I believe the time for arguments and presentation of evidence has come to an end. If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
Uh-oh.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone.
And it really sucks for her. I actually do feel kind of bad for Farina. Dang.
In my capacity as Chief Justice, I shall now render judgment on Farina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Farina is guilty.
Dang. Guilty.
We shall now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges.
There we go. The Honkai Star Rail ticket summoning. 5-star pull. Just watch.
According to the
What if-
judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, Farina is...
Not guilty. Just watch it be a surprise. Yep, I knew it. Novelette?
Well, what's wrong? What's the Oratrice's verdict?
It can't be. Did the Oratrice just declare Farina to be innocent?
No. The Oratrice also displays a guilty verdict.
Oh wow, okay. Why'd you pause? Were you hoping for the other outcome? I'm guessing he was hoping for the other outcome.
Isn't that correct then?
However, the exact wording of the verdict is thus. The Hydro Archon, guilty.
Oh. Dang. Wait, wait, how does this... Wait, oops, I didn't mean to press this, but... Wait, how does this work? Wait, so like, it's like, she got proven innocent by being guilty. Because it says the Hydro Archon on the ticket now. So like, what do we do? It kind of feels like it's like contradicting. Like, how do we... Is she innocent or guilty now?
To be punished via the death sentence.
Oh, jeez. Oh my gosh. Ooh. I think that's a bit too much.
The death sentence?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you know, with her position, it's... Dang. It is a pretty big position that she's in.
That's actually one of the available sentences? I've always thought that it was just a myth.
The one and only time the death sentence has been handed out at the court, and it's been given to the very person we've worshipped as the god of justice? What an unexpected twist.
Farina's been sentenced to death by the Oratrice? We just wanted to use the trial to show her the seriousness of things so she'd tell us the truth. How did things escalate this quickly?
Yeah, no, we didn't expect this. It's kind of like our fault, right?
This outcome is indeed quite strange. According to Fontaine's current definitions of justice, as well as its recommendations for criminal sentences, is this sentence really appropriate for the crimes that have been committed?
Yeah! Even Vacher wasn't sentenced to death by the Oratrice. You know, the real evil mastermind behind the serial disappearances case.
What's more strange is, instead of Farina, the Oratrice rendered judgments on the Hydro Archon.
Indeed. Not only is Farina's sentence overly excessive, the very point of our trial today was also to prove that Farina has never been the Hydro Archon in the first place. But now, the Oratrice seems to have deliberately invoked the title of the Hydro Archon. What does this mean?
I don't know. You know, that's kind of funny. I'll just wait for... Hold on.
Excuse me, if I may interrupt.
It's kind of funny. Do you think Venti will have a better time proving himself as the Archon, as Barbados, over Farina, like, trying to prove herself as the Hydro Archon? I mean, like, yeah, we were able to convince them that she's not the Hydro Archon.
Is the trial still going?
Alright, so what's Fremine doing?
Fremine! Huh, you finally made it. I assume this means you've completed your mission?
Mm-hmm. Any mission Father assigns to me will always be top priority.
With some help from the other Fatui, Fremine brings in a stone tablet.
That the first prophecy slate?
Oh.
Huh. So the knave privately arranged for Fremine to try and find the missing slate.
I looked everywhere and finally found it at the bottom of the sea. It took me a long time to get around some dangerous stretches of water. But has the trial already concluded? Then doesn't that mean I've come too late? Oh no. Father will be disappointed in me.
Don't worry. The mystery hasn't been resolved yet. It's still not too late for you to shine.
Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Fremine. Please allow me to review the record left on the slate. Traveler, I believe that you have already seen the other existing slates, and would like you to come here and confirm their contents.
Huh? So what do you see
This looks like the previous Hydro Archon releasing her divine power, turning the Oceanids into human beings. Oh wow. Okay. So like our people from Fontaine actually Oceanids? Like we don't turn into them. We were just like, well, I guess the Fontanians. Like they don't turn into them. They were actually them in the first place. So it's like reverting their form. Hmm. And then there's also this here too.
I believe I've now made sense of the Hydro Archon's crime. It has to do with Fontaine's lost history.
Huh? Isn't the Hydro Archon just guilty of deceiving her people? Oh, wait, no, that's Farina, and we've already proven that she's not the Hydro Archon. So when you say Hydro Archon, do you mean the real Hydro Archon we've been kinda talking about?
In truth, everything that you've encountered in Fontaine up until this point can be traced back to the contents of these stone slates. However, I'm uncertain as to how much sense they currently make to you.
An association between the contents of the slates and the events in real life.
Okay, let's try to recall the contents of the other 3 stone slates. Paimon will do her best to help you remember.
Oh, select the check the descriptions on the stone slates to extract key information from them. You can find scenario related to the stone slates, contents, and the incidents recorded in the interview notebook. There, you can verify said content. As the verification process continues, the fountain water level in the menu interface will rise. When you have finished verifying all the stone slates, the truth behind the prophecy shall be revealed. Okay.
The first stone slate describes what you just said. It seems to show the previous Hydro Archon using her divine power, and then the Oceanids turn into humans. Does that mean that Fontanians are transformed Oceanids? Oh, Paimon wasn't expecting that. But if Oceanids can turn into humans, then perhaps this process can be reversed as well. The second stone slate shows Celestia floating in the sky, and the Hydro Archon and her people worshipping it together. But the heavens still brought judgment down upon them.
Okay, I'm guessing Celestia is pretty much heaven.
This must be the point when the Hydro Archon and the Fontanians were branded with their original sin. Does this mean that the original sin and the Hydro Archon sin are the same thing? The third slate shows the Hydro Archon sinking into the sea surrounded by many people. Huh. That reminds Paimon, didn't we also watch that happen to someone else?
Did we?
Well, the fourth slate is the prophecy the Fontanians have been talking about. People dissolving into the sea, the Hydro Archon crying on her throne, and so on. We didn't believe that such a crazy disaster could happen at first, did we? But after that incident, it was just a question of when and not if.
Okay. Verify the truth. I mean, I actually don't even know like what I'm really supposed to do here. Oh. The evidence that verifies the first one. Oh, I see. So we gotta choose what verifies the thing. So would this be the pretty much our trial right now? Yeah, this one. It could be this.
That doesn't sound quite right.
Okay, I thought, you know, a group of people, you know, going up against Farina. Anything about a sin? Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna take my time here. What if it's Navia here? There we go.
It's not as simple as falling into the sea. When the stone slates
bad.
show
It
the
goes up
people
by
gathered
itself.
around the Hydro Archon in the sea, could that be alluding to the same thing?
Okay. I see. So this is pretty much what Navia was experiencing. Like they went through a trial with the Oceanids. Okay. I feel like it's got to be the first one.
We know from the case of the serial disappearances of young women that Fontanians can be dissolved in primordial seawater. And the first stone slate tells us that long ago, the Hydro Archon used her power to turn Oceanids into humans. This might be the reason that Fontanians can dissolve.
I like Aether's voice, man. So what is this? Let me sit down for last because that's the last one. It's just Celestia floating in the sky and the Hydro Archon and her people worshipping it together. But then judgment brought down on them. This?
Perhaps what is about to take place has all happened before. The true sin of the Hydro Archon that Nervalette mentioned, and the original sin cast down on the people of Fontaine by Celestia, as recorded on the stone slates.
Okay. And then there's this. It shows a scene that is basically identical to that described in the prophecy. It's either maybe the either this or this.
The prophecy from the stone slates found its way into society, but not many people believed it at first. The fortress of Meropide was nearly flooded with primordial seawater, which we know can cause Fontanians to dissolve. It seems increasingly likely that the prophecy may come true.
They'll dissolve into the primordial sea but won't cease to exist. Their essence will flow in the seawater, converge, and take the form of an Oceanid. The Hydro Archon was sentenced to death in court, shocking everyone present. Perhaps this means that her sin was actually Fontaine's original sin. Navia fell into the water inside those ruins, and she nearly dissolved. She was surrounded by the people of Poisson in a court within her consciousness, and was forced to take part in a trial meant to make her stay. The eruption of the primordial sea at the fortress of Meropide was the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass no matter what. The stone slate's contents can all be verified by recent events. If we combine what we know together, loads of truths should come to light.
There we go. Verification complete. So now what?
Huh? Oh, Paimon gets it now! So that's how you can make sense of it. But then it feels like we're going to have to share some truly shocking revelations.
But yeah, we're gonna share those in the next video. But yeah, man, I gotta say, so far with this entire, I guess, at least 50-minute cutscene so far. Yeah, it's been like a lot of fun, very engaging. Yeah, it's a very, very long cutscene, but, very engaging too. Like, I'm really, like, immersed into this whole trial against the Hydro Archon. And then that twist at the end, addressing her as the Hydro Archon. Like, yeah, it's kind of crazy. I feel like this part of the story, like, really rivals, I think, everything that I liked about Sumeru, with that whole, like, mystery, going on about, like, if, in Sumeru City, if it was, like, if they're in a time loop or something, because, we were, like, repeating something every day, like, redoing the same thing over and over. Yeah, I like that a lot. That was probably, like, maybe my favorite storyline. I'm not sure if I said anything else in later videos. I feel like this really rivals that, It's just in a more condensed way. That whole thing with Sumeru, it took so long, like so many different videos. But like within this like 50-minute video here, like I feel like in a way it does rival all that stuff. But anyway, guys, I guess we'll maybe finish this off in the next video, like at least this court stuff going on. But yeah, I can't wait, man, to learn more about the truth about this whole prophecy and Farina and all that. Anyway, guys, that'll be it for now. That's game.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good